Welcome to chartforecaster.com. Today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look at MicroStrategy. It's trending today. Now, we'll also deploy chartforecaster.com. You'll get to see how this software surgically operates on the charts. You'll be able to know in advance when market movements are going to happen. But MicroStrategy has been an interesting one. And really, as far as the eyes of social media are concerned, this is a Bitcoin treasury stock. Now, one of the reasons why it's making headlines today and yesterday is really the fact that MSCI decided not to move forward for now with a plan that could have excluded digital asset treasury companies from its indexes. Now, this is very important because if they would have excluded digital asset treasury companies from indexes, this would have been very bad for MicroStrategy. Instead, MSCI said that they're going to do a broader review, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of risk being removed for the simple fact that MSCI is not going to, for now, exclude digital asset treasury companies like MicroStrategy. So people are watching for MSCI to revisit this later down the road, and my hunch is they're really just waiting to see how Bitcoin performs. But MicroStrategy got hit by a very interesting harmonic pattern, I do think, which is a bullish cipher pattern. Ripped it upwards and tore it right back down, and now we're kind of seeing like a bearish shark. There's two ways to play this, either off this October 6th date or the October 27th date. You could make the argument that these could be two bearish sharks that are forming. Now, when we look at MicroStrategy on the daily, this is one of my favorite positions to trade at, is when the asset has been beat down for a long time, when the asset is underneath this 50 moving average, when the asset is underneath the Ichimoku cloud, and we're trending very well far away from the 200 moving average. Now, I do think that if this bearish shark does play out, there could be some momentum here into the first quarter of the year to maybe catch up with this 200 moving average. We could maybe see a revisit of the $300 range on MicroStrategy. And of course, a lot of this will probably have to depend on how Bitcoin does, right? And at the end of the day, Bitcoin has had a very, very tremendous run. I think everybody would agree. The last couple of years, we saw this thing go down from 15,000 all the way up to about 126K. And what's very interesting about this right now is that, bear with me, is that we are seeing on the weekly chart for Bitcoin the potential of a golden cross on the RSI. When this thing does cross, we see a nice significant move up. Typically, here is a point where the RSI golden crossed. Here's another point right here. And you can see that moves really performed quite nicely. So if this does happen again, I do think that there could be a nice chance that we start to see Bitcoin really start to take off again and maybe revisit some of these higher numbers, if not continue to go upwards to 150,000. Now, where Chart Forecaster comes in on MSTR is that if we're trading this, there's a lot to think about as far as people trading options and things like that. Chart Forecaster does a phenomenal job of removing a lot of the guesswork, but this isn't 100% bulletproof. I want to make that very, very clear right now. So with that said, chartforecaster.com really performs nicely and aggregates data off of certain points in time. So October 6th, was a very volatile swing high. And this basically measures swing high and swing lows, and it pulls data from all sorts of APIs, and it's able to really hone in on when liquidity is going to crunch, things like that. And it's very interesting. So we'll enter in 10/6, 2025. And we've got MicroStrategy popped up. We've got a whole ton of stocks and crypto in here that this works for. We'll click calculate, and really it gives us a very nice list going out to January 14th of what's going on. And you can see how accurate this is. So at the end of the day, we'll just kind of start off with back in December. It basically predicts, chartforecaster.com basically predicts points in time that we should be on the lookout for. And it's very accurate as far as I'm concerned. So when we look at this, it basically said that right here there was going to be a volatility spike, which there was. So if you would have run Chart Forecaster prior to November 28th, you would have known about all of this. Then it said that this is a momentum peak area. Now, when you think of a momentum peak area, it's definitely one of these things that's open to interpretation, but you can see that the price at the top of this candle basically kind of stayed right in this area. It did predict a nice reversal or a market high right here. So, you know, if you've got options, you're seeing the price kind of come up. This was a nice reversal point that was predicted. And then on December 8th, it said that bullish or bearish momentum will start building. Now, it got this right down to the hour on December 8th, which is pretty cool. You can see that bullish momentum did in fact start. Here on December 11th, there was a volatility warning that did pop up, and it nailed it once again. Here, it did say that this would be the momentum peak area. And you can see that the momentum kind of stayed right in this area until we got a nice reversal indicator. So if you saw the stock coming up and you knew that there was a market lower high and a common reversal point ahead of you, well, you would know to be watching this date and time closely because it nailed the reversal right on. You see the short, you see the opportunity to short here. Okay, you see there could be some candles that confirm, and you could short this thing all the way down to this December 24th position, which is bullish or bearish momentum starts building. So with that said, here's another point in time where it just nailed some insane volatility. So you guys can kind of see how chartforecaster.com works. Again, from the bottom of this red candle, it predicted a momentum peak area. And this was December 31st, let's see here, at 4:45 a.m. Let's see, it was, New Year's Eve. Let's just see where this was at on the chart. December 31st. There we go. At 4 a.m. So like right in here. So it did a tremendous job really kind of predicting this nice low area or peak area. Here again, we saw some very nice candles. If you see the momentum trending upward and you know that there's a reversal date coming up, this might be a good little jog to trade. And here, guys, like it nailed this reversal. Here's the peak, and boom, it was down from there. Bullish or bearish momentum is starting to build today, January 7th. So we'll see what happens. And in the future, here's some key dates and times to look out for. I'll give you this alpha for free, but if you want to break down all your favorite, all your favorite stocks and cryptos, chartforecaster.com is only $9.99 a month. In the best trades you can make are the trades that you can kind of time the market. This works exceptionally well with pattern trading. So you can kind of see there was a falling wedge here. Okay, you know that if this is going to be the market peak area of this falling wedge, we'll just pull this up here. If you know that there's going to be a market peak area, and you've got this falling wedge that's on the charts that's forming, and Chart Forecaster is telling you this is going to be a market peak area, this might be a good time or area to enter into a long position. So, I mean, there is 5-10% to be made here. But yeah, so it's telling us that July 10th at 15:44 hours, look out for a volatility spike. And January 14th, 1905 hours, a momentum peak area. So we'll see where MicroStrategy goes here. Hopefully it's up with that harmonic and this nice pattern that has formed. But these are some key dates to watch out for. If you liked this video, we're going to be cranking out many, many more of them. And we are going to be just really showcasing chartforecaster.com. I'd love to see you guys in the comments section. What are your thoughts on Michael Saylor? And subscribe to chartforecaster.com. Every once in a while, I'll be giving away a free 30-day membership to chartforecaster.com for the top comments. So we'll see you guys on the next video.